Thank you so much once again for joining us on this live virtual broadcast. Again, we know that we're streaming this globally in the Philippines as well as Canada and the United States. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're not exactly sure where you're tuning in from, but again, we want to welcome everybody. Again, if you're a family of Yoli, again, we want to welcome you. And again, if you're first-time viewers, again, we just truly appreciate you carving some time out of your busy day to join us on this live broadcast. Now, again, as we get started, I want to go ahead and share with you, I want to bring on, again, a very special speaker tonight. His name is Dr. Aaron Street. He's a very successful health practitioner. Again, he studies, of course, and practices in functional medicine. He's an international speaker. He actually speaks at a lot of our events as well as other seminars. He's one of our top Yoli builders, both from a product and customer acquisition side, as well as a business builder. He's married, has 4 beautiful children, and Dr. Aaron Street resides out of Iowa. And most importantly, myself and Aaron, we've become great friends over the years, someone who I look up to. He's someone who I enjoy hanging out at some of these events. And again, super knowledgeable. And I think you guys are going to get a lot out of his presentation. So with that being said, I want to make sure my friend Dr. Aaron Street is on the broadcast. Aaron, are you there?
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. You're good to go.
Great. Well, thanks for that wonderful introduction. It's my absolute pleasure. And it's my pleasure to be on talking to all of you. So we're gonna move through some things today. We're gonna be discussing, in my opinion and in all of our opinions, why we think Yoli is really important, how to introduce things into your life to have success with it, and finally the base level tools. So before we get started, I really want to discuss a disclaimer. And so disclaimers are obviously what they are. So just quickly, just understanding that with nutritional products, we're not out in the world to treat or cure any diseases. A lot of times when you get healthy, good things happen, but we're not trying to do that. Same on the financial side, just understanding that what we're talking about today is for educational purposes. And finally, the healthcare professional disclaimer, me. Although I am a doctor and I work with people all over the world with really significant health issues, and that's what I do in my day job, so to speak, I am not your doctor. And so obviously we haven't been through any health histories or examinations or anything. So just understand that when we're talking about things as it relates to health, it's meant for educational purposes and for knowledge purposes for you to make informed decisions on your own. If you have any questions beyond that, you need to go to your own trusted healthcare professional. So just remember that. One other disclaimer I'll say as we move on is I also am a very passionate person. And so I can get pretty excitable pretty easily because this stuff is what my purpose and passion in life is. So the other disclaimer I'll give is if I get too excited and offend anybody, I'm going to apologize in advance for that. So if you're new and if you were invited by somebody, we're here to talk about Yoli. Yoli is the name of our company. It's a really wonderful health and wellness company that's out in the world with the purpose of transforming lives, physically with people's physical health, emotionally with some of our great emotional development products and our culture, and also potentially financially for people. Yoli is an Aztec word that means to live. We get asked that frequently, and I think it's very fitting for what we're trying to do. We're really trying to help people to live their greatest life and greatest experience possible. So we're excited to have you on board. Now, like I said in the intro, for me, I've been doing healthcare for 20 years. I've seen things through that time that just really, I feel like it's important to break things down, especially when we're moving in and talking about a wonderful health company like Yoli, where we start with why. Why should somebody even consider Yoli? Why should somebody even consider taking action on their health? And then we're going to hopefully move into the how and finally the what, giving you the tools. The other way I like to talk about it is education, and empowering people and finally equipping them with tools. That's usually what I talk about. So we really want to educate on why health is important, why you can actually take action and make a difference towards your health, hopefully empower you, give you some inspiration to actually take that next step. And this is the most important part. And this is why I became involved with Yoli, is the equip, the tools. The reason is you can be excited and educated all day long. You can know you need to make a change, but if you don't have a tool to take that next step and be successful in what your goals are and to apply the things that you've learned and that you're excited about, all of that other stuff is really for nothing or a moot point. And that's really what Yoli is about. Yoli is about equipping people with the tools that meet them where they're at and help them where they want to go on their journey through life. And so that's why we're really excited. So let's break it down. Why? Why should we even care? Why does health even matter? And so for me, I always like to start with chronic disease. A lot of us have heard of chronic disease. Chronic disease is basically all the things that get us: cancer, diabetes, heart disease, autoimmune disease, all those things. Chronic disease. Chronic disease is the leading killer of people in the United States every year. 70% of people who die every year in the US die from chronic illness. That's not surprising, because if I asked you to raise your hand, and I can't see you guys, but I've spoken in front of groups of thousands or to individual patients in my practice. If I ask you if you knew somebody in your life who had a chronic illness and we explained what chronic illness was, we all would know. So that's not surprising. What is surprising to a lot of people is the statistical factors associated with it. What I mean by that is, when it comes to chronic illness, the thing that kills 70% of all people on earth or in the United States every year, 80% or higher, it's in that ballpark of chronic illness, is dictated from a risk factor by our lifestyle. 15 to 20% is dictated by our inherited genetics. So let me say that again. Chronic illness, 70% of the deaths every year in the United States. 80% of the risk factor of chronic illness is lifestyle, meaning what we do, what we eat, where we live, in our environment. 15% is your hardwired genetics. Now, when I first learned that, and have seen that in place, I first of all, it's kind of scary. Like, wait a second, whoa, what do you mean? I thought it was the other way around. I thought what I inherited from my parents, bad luck and bad genes, is what I was stuck with. But in reality, what I initially thought was scary, what I've learned as a health practitioner to teach people is it is exciting, because we have an opportunity to stack the statistical deck in our favor. So if nothing else, that number one thing, just understanding that much of what gets most of us in the end, we have a significant amount of control over with what we do in our lives. Another big thing is, as Daniel mentioned, for me, I'm a father of 4 children and a blessed husband to a wonderful wife of getting close to 20 years. And for me, my family is my life. So when I see the statistic that my kids' generation is the first generation in the history of human beings since there's been humans on earth that isn't expected to live as long as their parents from a life expectancy standpoint, that gets me worked up. That's something that, I'm just not going to allow to happen. That's my children. That's your children. That's your nieces and nephews. That's your next door neighbors. That's what's going to happen unless we step up and do something. And that's why I just love to get the opportunity to get on and educate people that way. So that's a big thing. Finally, just looking at the financial cost. I mean, the cost of being sick in this country is overwhelming. I call it bankruptcy by lifestyle. And that's really what most bankruptcies are based on when you look statistically. It's healthcare issues, it's health crisis. We're in a point in time right now, we all understand where we're at, where people are absolutely valuing their health more than they have in a long time because of the current crisis we're in. And they're valuing their loved ones and they're valuing what really matters. And without health, it's pretty hard to enjoy anything else in life. If you're not there, or if you're not there in your best way, that really matters. And that's a driving force for me. And it's why I think people really need to consider taking action. So we'll just move forward now and go on. Some other things that I think are really important, just understanding. So, we've grown up, in a world of paradigms around health. And what I mean by paradigms is ideas that we all believe or that we've been kind of fed and we kind of end up. One is the world we live in through our parents modeling, through the wonderful world of marketing in the United States, and through convenience. We now have the standard American diet, which 100 years ago was something that was pretty healthy. Today it fits its acronym, which is SAD. We eat a lot of fast food, we eat a lot of refined carbohydrates, we eat a lot of things that make us sick. Hence, going back to the chronic illness statistics, it's not a surprise. I mean, I'm 40 years old, 44 when I was a kid. Life was a lot easier to be healthy. It's a lot harder to be healthy today. The foods, even if we are, so I know a lot of people, I'm a healthy doctor as a college athlete. I've worked with elite athletes. I know a lot of people that do things right, eat all organic all the time, all fruits and vegetables, just are rock stars and take over the world. What I try to get people to understand, even if you are one of those people that does that all the time, which, if we're honest, I don't know too many who do that all the time, never eats, never has any pizza, never has any beer, never has any birthday cake, probably doesn't have much fun if that's the case. But even if you were one of those people, the unfortunate situation with our food available to us today is that our nutrient density in our food that's available to us is so much less than it was even a generation ago. There's a really great article in Scientific American called Dirt Poor that kind of lays it out statistically, just basically discussing like the nutrient value of fruits, vegetables, and even our protein sources of meat are so much less nutrient dense. So for example, my 12-year-old son eating a carrot today, that carrot has about 50% less nutrient density than a carrot I would have eaten when I was his age. It's just a lot harder to be healthy. And the reason we bring this up is just to get people to understand, even if you are trying to be healthy, it's hard. And this is also where when we really start looking at supplements, this is where I think supplements really come into the mix, and really looking at supplements in an appropriate way, which means they're there to supplement what we should be getting from our food, and we're just not able to get in today's world. Another big thing, again, I'm an athlete, I've worked with a lot of athletes through the years, is a thing called metabolically obese normal weight. It's also known as TOFI, thin on the outside, fat on the inside, which basically means somebody who's skinny or even very fit and ripped like an athlete, but internally their biochemistry is disrupted. This is an example of your friend who can eat whatever they want, not gain weight, and we're jealous of them, or an athlete who trains really hard all the time and doesn't recover appropriately, or somebody who's skinny and suffers from things like migraine headaches or fibromyalgia. It's basically people who look skinny, but they're not healthy. And the reason that's important to understand, first of all, that's about 25% of the population of the United States now. So in that, 78, 79 million people and growing, that fits into. And it's even more important to understand when we go back to the chronic illness side, that group of people is actually at a higher mortality rate from chronic illness if they were to get one, people who are skinny. So it's not just about being overweight. You can be terribly unhealthy and not be overweight, be skinny. And I think that's a really important thing to understand. You can even be a fit athlete and be very strong in that one component of fitness, but missing out on your biochemistry and your emotional, physical health as well. So those are important things to understand, and that's a why. Then we get to the how, and the how is tricky for a lot of us because we live in a world of confusion. We live in a world of the internet. We live in the world of the rise of the guru and the rise of marketing, all the diets, all the fads. And quite honestly, if you don't have, a degree in biochemistry and understand the physiology of the human body, it's like ridiculously hard to figure out what to do. I see it all the time. People want to get healthy. They've tried and worked so hard and done so many things, but failure after failure after failure, or recurrence after recurrence after recurrence, over time, it just wears you down. And I don't blame people. They start thinking they can't do it, and that's just not true. The key is we just need to put things in the right order and understand that diets really aren't the answer. We got to start looking at what do we do to help our body be healthy, and as a side effect of being healthy, we can lose weight. Or as a side effect of being healthy, we can gain athletic performance or mental and cognitive performance, or we can perform better at our job. Or as a side effect of being healthy, we can show up in our marriage or our family in a much better way because we're actually functioning as a healthy individual. So it's not about losing weight. It's not about achieving a performance goal. Those things come, and they'll come in a much more sustainable, much more over time rewarding way if we focus on the foundation first. Let's understand what being healthy is about and take those actions. And then as a result, we'll achieve the goals we want. And that's really what we're about here at Yoli. It's about meeting people where they're at and walking them down the path to health. And as a result of being healthy, helping them achieve their goals they're wanting to get. A big thing is just breaking it down. In order to really be healthy and have a health system that's going to get foundational health approach, we got to deal with the pillars of health, body pH, which is important for all of our chemistry, gut health microbiome. There's huge research labs being put up at major universities just on that one thing of gut health and microbiome, oxidative stress, inflammation, basically how the world works against us, creates inflammation, sets us up on that path to be unhealthy, detoxifying our body. I think we all know we live in a toxic world, chemicals, air pollution, preservatives in our food, toxic emotional things. Anytime you turn on the TV, it's a toxic world we live in. Energy. And I'm talking about, first of all, obviously energy, woo, like that, but also I'm talking about a cellular level, our mitochondria and how they work to drive our cellular health and therefore drive the health of our body. Sufficiency, flat out. We already talked about how the food we have is so much less nutrient dense. How do we make sure we're getting enough of the building blocks into our body that our body needs to function? Most of the things when we look at, nutrition and supplements and things like that, it's like, for example, just whatever, a B vitamin. People say, I'm going to take a B vitamin to do this. I'm going to take a B vitamin to manipulate my body in this way. And that's not really how it works. The reason taking vitamins and supplements and things like that in many ways work is because those are things our body's supposed to be getting, but it's deficient in. So just giving our body the building blocks we need, it's like if you don't have your building blocks, it's like trying to build a house without any wood or without any bricks. You can have 1,000 carpenters around, but if they don't have any building blocks, you're not going to get very far. Sufficiency of your macro and micronutrients really matter. Blood sugar support, our insulin response, how that drives inflammation, how that drives so much in our body, primary health concern. And then the big trifecta at the end, the neuroendocrine immune system, basically how our nervous system, our hormone system, and our immune system all work together, both in positive and negative cycles, to help us achieve or work against us in achieving our goals. That's a lot of stuff, but all of those things need to be addressed in a health system if you really want to make a dent. And so moving forward, we're going to get into how Yoli does support foundationally pillars of health and how it does it in a quality way. So it's really, we're a company that's about transforming lives with integrity and with the intent to really make a difference for people. We do that through GMP certified facilities. We're approved in Health Canada, and the reason that's on there is because, let's be honest, Canada is healthier than the United States. One of the reasons they are is they make it a lot harder to put bad stuff in foods. If you can be approved in Canada, that means you have a healthy product. Food and Drug Administration in the Philippines, also very stringent, and Yoli's passed those. 100% natural ingredients, GMO-free, gluten-free, hormone-free, vegan. We're really moving down the line of making things vegan certified, grass-fed, and pesticide-free. So that's just a little overview of the point. Yoli really is about being a high-integrity-based ingredient and a very high-quality system-based company. So then we get to what does that mean? So I'm just going to recap briefly. Why? Why do we care about health? Are you somebody who sacrifices your own health to help your family, to help your kids, to help your parents, to help your coworkers, give to everybody and sacrifice your own health? If that's the case, I think it's important to note that being selfish about your own health is the least selfish thing you can ever do, because if you're not showing up at your best every day, or if you don't feel good about yourself every day, you're not going to be able to be there in the best way possible for the people you love and care about. And it's just the truth. So being selfish about your own health is the least selfish thing you can do. Or are you the ostrich? Are you the one who sticks your head in the sand and just hopes that if you don't think about it, or if you don't take action, or you don't talk about it, you just think everything's going to be okay? It's something to really think on. And so that's why. How? We talked about it. We want to address the pillars of health, and we want to do it in a high quality way. And finally, now we're to the what? The tools. How do you implement into your life to actually have sustainable results? And that's where we're at. We're with what Yoli calls a better body system, a transformation kit. It's a beautiful synergy of how to eat food, how to appropriately use supplementation, and how to be supported on your mental, emotional, cognitive journey so that you can enjoy forming new habits that are going to serve you and grow you for the rest of your life. So it's easy. It meets you where you're at. I always say you could be Joe Blow's living on Budweiser and Big Macs, or you can be elite CrossFit, all paleo, all organic all the time. And your lifestyles can fit into what we do here at Yoli. And that's why it's really good. Again, it's a health game system. It's about actually addressing foundational health, and as a result, giving you the side effects of your goals. And people get results flat out. It's about impact. At the end of the day, if we're not talking about results and we're not talking about moving the needle towards your goals, I don't know what we're talking about. So I've learned that perfect and impact are two different things. We're about real world results, making a difference on the ground for somebody and doing it in a way that they can love and enjoy and do. And that's what this is. This is so easy. Even a husband can do it. And I can say that because I'm a husband, and it's a wonderful program. So we'll go through what this is. So what you get in your initial transformation kit, and that's really what it's about, foundational health. Alkalete. Alkalete is a world-class patented alkalization supplement. We're talking about pH and alkalization. Yoli does it right. They know the difference between intercellular and extracellular pH. They know the difference between interstitial pH and plasma pH. We're talking about making a difference in your body's chemistry to make you healthy, and by using minerals in a patented distribution form to do it as best as any supplement I've ever seen in the world do it. It promotes healthy pH levels. It helps with athletic recovery. It helps your body function at every level biochemically and moving forward. It's one of the most important products I've seen in my 20 years in practice. For this, guys, and I'm going to say this, pH is a deep subject. There's a couple videos that you can watch down below that kind of break it down, and we'll be adding even more to it, but there's a couple great videos. So if you want to learn more about what pH is about, and you don't want to sit through me giving you a biochemistry lecture for 2 hours or 10 hours potentially, that's where I would go after this. So Alkalete, really great. Passion. I'm kind of a clown. I could throw some juvenile, jokes out there about passion, but at the end of the day, what passion is, it's a world-class energy-based supplement. And by that, I mean, it's about really addressing things at a root level. Full complex of B vitamins, really important. B vitamins are there to help our nervous system function better, help protect us from free radicals that damage our nerve cells. It's there to help support our endocrine system, our hormone system appropriately. B vitamins are necessary for our liver to detoxify our body properly. So that's important. It does have metabolism boosting and an energy producing caffeine, but it's unique because it's what I call an adaptogenic caffeine. It's a caffeine that's derived from plant-based materials, green tea mostly. And the idea is it's going to give you energy without stimulating your autonomic nervous system and without causing adrenal issues with your body as much, because it's balanced with L-theanine and some things. I call it adaptogenic caffeine. Energy without the crash, energy without the jitteriness, just natural, real energy that comes from having sufficiency in B vitamins. It's amazing. It's one of the best things I've seen for getting people to break the habit of soda. I think we can all understand soda, especially diet soda, is really terrible for us. In my experience, over working with hundreds and thousands of people in this, is that people just don't struggle to quit drinking soda using Passion as a substitute, and it's wonderful. So it's really a great product. The Yoli Essential Shakes. I call these my happy gut shakes. And what I mean by that is the ingredients are just really, really important for the pillars of health. It's, first of all, let's just start with, there's two, there's vegan and then there's our whey. But our whey is undenatured, grass-fed, cold processed, hormone-free, antibiotic-free whey, which is a superfood. It's a donor to help our body boost glutathione levels. It helps give the building blocks for the neurotransmitters in our brain. High quality whey protein is a superfood for humans, and that's great. Very few proteins on the market actually have non-denatured whey. A lot of times it's heat processed, and that's not good. The other thing Yoli shakes have, though, is a full complement of they call it a lean immune blend, but it's all modbiotic and high org value antioxidants. So what that is, it's a serving of vegetables, a serving of polyphenols in this shake that tastes like, chocolate milk, and that's great. And that helps with the environment in our gut. It helps produce an environment that allows healthy bacteria to have an opportunity to thrive and to work against us. Modbiotics are huge. And then it also has a very strong probiotic, spore form probiotic that really can colonize. So it's a happy gut shake. You get very best quality of whey protein available in the marketplace. You get lean immune, which is a serving of vegetables. That's a modbiotic pro gut blend. And then you also get very well done high level probiotics. Amazing. Comes in vegan, comes in chocolate and vanilla. The biggest thing though, when we're talking about, again, impact and real world results, tastes good. People like doing it. It doesn't matter if it's healthy if you don't do it, right? The next thing we have is Pure. Probiotic, prebiotic, Modbiotic, digestive enzyme, liver support, all in one amazing product. World-class probiotics that survive stomach acid, actually colonize. Modbiotics, which set up the environment for our healthy ratio in our body. Digestive enzymes help break down and digest food, also help combat inflammation, work against things like that. Milk thistle, helping our liver detoxify better, helping boost our body's natural antioxidant, glutathione, all in one product. World-class, amazing, helps with the immune system, helps with all those things as far as supportively. Our gut is such a big deal, and Yoli addresses gut health and microbiome health in many different ways. Resolve, another gut health product. Again, we're following a trend here, right? Talking about the pillars of health. So Resolve is another pro gut. It's there with this special fiber called glucomannan, which is a modulating fiber, which means it can help you feel satiated. It can help you digest your food better. It can help be a nutrient to heal gut lining. It can help speed you up if you're too slow. It can help slow you down if you're too fast. It's just a wonderful gut supplement. It also helps reduce and slow the absorption of carbohydrates so we don't get a big spike in our blood sugar, potentially with absorption. So glucomannan in all studies is just a wonderful thing. It also has apple cider vinegar, long known to be a pro-gut, pro-healthy pH, pro-skin, many different things. And then apple pectin fiber, which is a well-known fiber, well-known modbiotic that just really helps our body work better. So Resolve is just another addition working towards the pillars of health, and that's what Yoli is all about. And again, it's more than just products. You can take supplements till you're blue in the face, but if you don't do them in the right way, for the right meaning, and if you don't also change your lifestyle, then results are going to be limited. And so Yoli is really there with a real amazing eating plan that's designed off of taking the best components of intermittent fasting and mimicking those, taking the best components of the ketosis diet, mimicking those, taking the best components of nutrient timing and mimicking those. So basically you're getting the mimics and the positives of those three things in an easy to follow diet. It's also compatible, meaning that wherever you're coming from, like I said, if you're coming from Budweiser's and Big Macs, you can do this. You can implement this in your lifestyle using the macro base. And if you're coming from totally grass-fed, totally organic, totally paleo, totally grain-free, totally dairy-free, totally blah, 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 you can do this too. It's meant to be there for everybody. It's meant to cover the spectrum. And then it puts it into a system. So the reason I love systems create synergy. And what I mean by that is it's more than just the sum of its parts. When you add the wonderful supplements we just talked about with the wonderful eating plan, and you put that together in the right timing, 1 + 1 = 100. The synergy we get by putting things together in the right way at the right time maximizes results. And it's done, in this case, in an easy to follow system. You don't have to understand anything I just said. You just follow along. And guess what? When you do it over time, 28 days, you form new habits. You find that this is something you can sustain and do over time, that you enjoy. You're obviously going to see results. And that's what we're all about, is really breaking through that noise of all that confusion, giving you something you can do, giving you something that has impact, giving you something you can enjoy, and giving you something that can sustain your results over the long haul. That's what this is for. And then we have many other things. So the transformation kit is where we start. Then we have optimizers. So we have digestive enzymes, proteolytic enzymes. We have wonderful vitamins, minerals, omega-3 fatty acids, a wonderful lean greens that has ashwagandha, a really great adaptogen. It has chlorophyll. It has, full servings of fruits and vegetables. For those of you who don't like to eat fruits and vegetables, a wonderful thing to add in. We have Dream, which, as you can see, a good night's sleep is important to be healthy. What are we hearing about right now with all these risks for health that's going on in our world? Get good sleep. Try not to be stressed. Dream is really great for both of those. And then we have Glow, a really great hair and nails product. Sports performance. Like I said, that's the world I come from. I was a college wrestler. I was a pretty big gym rat meathead for most of my life. I say that with affection. And Yoli does so much at a base science level to help people with their recovery and their performance goals. Fun, Passion, PH2O, Yes Shakes, Alkalete, Flex. That's just to name a few. Actually, the transformation kit really goes in that direction as well. Immune support, kind of a hot topic right now, right? First of all, I'd like to say on that, just being healthy is your best result. If you're healthy to start with, your immune system's going to be there, in the way that it can. But Yoli has done a really good job of having really good immune support supplements. Truth, a wonderful drink. There's two flavors, the citrus orange. It's going to date me, but it tastes like Tang, but with no artificial sweeteners. No, none of that stuff. It's a superfruit, antioxidant, digestive enzyme, immune boosting machine. Now we have the new flavor, Truth Pomegranate. Tastes amazing. These are things that my kids use or things our family uses. Great substitute for the sugary drinks. A great way to be healthy, a great way to get your hydration while you're doing a transformation kit. We have Pure, which we already talked about, really well done gut supplement. Defend is like the SWAT team for your immune system. It has things like the medicinal mushrooms, reishi, ganoderma, shiitake. It has bovine colostrum. It has astragalus. It has echinacea. It has bee propolis, all super strong SWAT team immune system supplements. And then finally, we throw Dream in. And the reason is, first of all, getting a good night's sleep is one of the best things you can do for your health in general, including your immune system. Also, melatonin in the Dream is shown to be a first-line defender for our innate immune system. So that's pretty cool. pH support, we already talked about that. Like I said, that's about your entire biochemistry. Everything that chemically happens in your body happens better if your pH is supported. So Alkalete, Lead Greens, Fun, which is an amazing Gatorade substitute, has alkalite in it, has branched chain amino acids in it, has electrolytes in it, tastes great. Wonderful substitute for the sugary sports drinks. And pH2O, which is a pH machine. It's meant to be a flavored water, way to change your hydration and change your pH. Really great. And then we're back to the real people, real results. And that's what this is about. We're about impact, which means helping the most people get the most results. So I work with people every day who have failed time and time again. And it sucks if that's happened to you. But this is a system that can really help people. And it's not just here's the box of stuff, do it. It's the support. It's the care, it's the love that comes with this company. It's the mental programs we have that come with the company. It's the people, real people who just want to help real people. I've also worked a lot with, super elite, freaks that just take over the world and crush everybody they compete against. And this is for those people too. It's for people who want to achieve at the highest level. It's for people who want to perform at the best. It's for people who want to take over the world. It's for them too, and it's for everybody in between. It's for people who care about their health, people who care about their performance, people who care about their waistline, all of those things. And young, old, man, woman, doesn't matter. When you do things right, the human body is there for us. And that's what I would say to anybody. So if you're somebody who, if you're on this call, you're here for a reason. And I'm saying that because I just know all of us need to take action. All of us need to value our health. All of us need to put ourselves first so we can be there for the other people. In the airplane, when they go through it at the beginning and the oxygen mask drop down, they don't say, hey, put the oxygen mask on everybody else first, then put it on you. They say, put it on you first so that you can then help the people you love and care about. That's what we're about. And the other wonderful thing that we're about is taking people through the journey, walking you in, getting you to get your results, transitioning you to where you can help other people. And that's really great. So whoever invited you to be on this call, please get back in touch with them. Please learn about this. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, which I think is huge because it diminishes the risk. You don't have anything to lose to take that action, to use this tool. Nothing. You can get your money back if it doesn't work. There's also ways to move forward and learn about how you can help yourself and turn that around to help other people. And there's even ways to learn about how you can become a team member of ours and really join our mission to go out and really, really help put a dent in the universe, make a change, make a difference by helping other people.